If in 30 seconds you don't feel a physical vibration in your chest, you can close this video now. It's not for you. Thoth designed a signal, a unique activation frequency that was sent to find only those who are ready. I'm not going to give you the signal now. It would be irresponsible of me to give you an energy charge that your body can't yet handle. First, I'm going to prove that you are the antenna. Relax your shoulders. Breathe deeply through your nose, counting to 4. Place your right hand over your heart now. Feel the pulse. Imagine that this heartbeat is the only real thing in the universe at this moment. Did you feel the warmth rising? Did you feel the instant mental silence? There you go. You have just entered coherence. The universe has stopped seeing you as noise and has started seeing you as a signal. This is physics, not faith. Now that you are connected, I will reveal the hidden file of your unlived lives, teach you how to hack the mirror of reality. And when your system is clean, I will give you the master key to ultimate coherence at the end of this video. But don't skip a single second, because if you try to receive the full signal without clearing the past, your system will collapse. If you have the courage to accept this mission, comment below. I receive the signal and get ready, because your reality begins to change now. Stay with me until the very last second, because this calibration needs to be complete. Let's begin. When the student's ears are ready to hear, then come the lips to fill them with wisdom. The universe has decided to communicate with you now, at this very moment, and it doesn't do so with thunder, lightning, or grand theatrical spectacles in the sky, but through a silent, personal, and surgical alignment of data, timing, and intention. Thoth, the archetypal intelligence known as the ancient guardian of wisdom, operates on the subtle frequencies that we usually ignore in the rush of daily life. If these words have caught your eye and captured your attention, it means the signal has been specifically calibrated to your current energetic signature and the moment you are living in. The strange buzzing you feel in your chest, that persistent sensation that something big is about to happen in your life, is not ordinary anxiety or nervousness. It is the vibrational sound of an ancient lock turning in the gears of reality, unlocking a potential that was dormant. You need to pay full attention now, because this dimensional door only opens once in each cycle of existence and will close if it is not crossed. What awaits you on the other side of this threshold will challenge absolutely everything you think you know about your history and who you are. Forget coincidences, for they do not exist at this level of the game we are entering now. You have been summoned to understand the structure of your own destiny. This is a moment of mutual recognition between you and the intelligence that permeates all things. Most people go through life asleep, reacting only to external stimuli, but you stop to listen. This pause, this instant of reading, is proof that your frequency has already begun to change and rise above the noise of the masses. The signal was sent and received, creating a direct bridge between where you are and where you should be. There is no turning back after consciousness expands to perceive this calling. Ignorance was a blessing you no longer possess, for now lucidity has begun to take over. Thoth doesn't choose messengers randomly, and the fact that you're processing this information indicates that your biology is ready to withstand a new voltage. We're talking about an update to your reality operating system that will require courage to install. Everything you've experienced until now has been just a prelude, a confusing training for this moment of absolute clarity. The universe doesn't waste energy, and the fact that it has focused its attention here proves its intrinsic value. You are being observed, not with judgment, but with immense expectation about what you will do next. The border you've crossed separates accidental life from intentional life, and few have the strength to live on the side of intention. The noise of the outside world will try to distract you, try to tell you this is just another text. But your instinct knows the truth. There's a resonance, a soul-deep recognition that makes your blood run different as you read these lines. Hold on to that feeling, for it is your compass in this unknown territory we are exploring. The map you used until yesterday no longer serves the terrain you have just stepped onto. Think now, with complete honesty, about all the times you were absolutely certain you had gone the wrong way and ruined everything. That bitter feeling of loss for the incredible lives you didn't live, the promising careers you didn't pursue, the great loves you let go of out of fear or immaturity. They seem like silent ghosts haunting the edges of your mind, whispering about what could have been. Right? Wrong. In a universe governed by quantum potentialities, these alternative versions are not flaws or missteps. They are, in fact, energetic shields that fulfilled their function perfectly. You urgently need to understand that some of those golden paths you feel you missed were, in reality, absolute catastrophes disguised as brilliant opportunities. Had you followed those roads, they would have destroyed your essence, corrupted your soul, or led you to a premature end. You were not left behind by life, nor were you punished by fate. You were protected by an intelligence greater than your limited vision. Those alternate timelines needed to collapse and disappear so that this version of you could continue breathing. This current version of yourself, the one reading this now, is the only one capable of bearing the heavy and liberating truth that will follow. All other versions of yourself, those who would have made that easy money or married that specific person, would not have the spiritual depth necessary to receive this sign from Thoth. They would be too distracted by the ego or too destroyed by pain to perceive the invisible boundary. You are the survivor of your own choices, and that is a merit, not a failure. The sadness you feel about the past is merely a flaw in your perception of reality, a temporary blindness to the workings of divine protection. Every no you received, every door slammed in your face, was a calculated detour to bring you precisely to this point of convergence. The universe blocked those paths not to hurt you, but to preserve you for a greater mission that begins now. Your apparent failures were, in fact, safety maneuvers by an experienced pilot avoiding a fatal collision. Look back now not with nostalgia, but with the relief of someone who escaped traps they didn't even know existed. Those ghosts of unlived lives aren't crying. They're applauding your resilience and adaptability. They sacrificed themselves in the realm of probabilities so that you could be here, whole and ready for awakening. Your life isn't a series of mistakes, it's a series of automatic course corrections toward your true purpose. But understand that surviving these setbacks and arriving here was only the first step in a much more complex and fascinating process. You were spared from destruction and total oblivion for a very specific reason that transcends your current understanding of success. There is a reason you survived, a function for which you were preserved while other possibilities were discarded. Now that you know you were protected and not rejected, you urgently need to discover why you were chosen to be spared. The illusion of linear time. The biggest lie that society and the education system have told you is that time is a straight line and that you are hopelessly behind in the race of life. The evolution of human consciousness is not a sprint of 100 meters where whoever arrives first wins. It is an ascending spiral, a sacred and geometric pattern found from distant galaxies to the double helix of your DNA. Do you often feel like you're going in circles, repeating the same problems and facing the same obstacles from years ago? You're not. You are, in fact, revisiting the same fundamental lessons, but from a higher vantage point and with a more mature perspective with each turn of the spiral. What seemed like a complete and shameful failure 5 years ago today reveals itself as the concrete foundation necessary to support the weight of what Thoth is about to deliver to you. If you had received this knowledge earlier, you would have crumbled under the pressure, for you lacked the internal structure formed by trials. Ancient traditions have always known that time doesn't just pass on the clock, it teaches through rhythmic cycles. You were never going around in circles aimlessly. You were being sharpened like a blade on the whetstone of existence. Each repetition, each recurring difficulty was wearing down the edges of your ego and strengthening the core of your spirit. The feeling of being behind is an optical illusion created by those who do not understand the depth of the soul's forging process. You are on time, accumulating potential energy that will now be converted into kinetic energy for movement and achievement. Don't look to the sides comparing your journey to that of someone who seems to be further ahead on the illusory straight line of material success. Many who run fast in a straight line are running towards an abyss, while you were building a spiral staircase towards the sky. Your preparation was long because your destination is high, and tall structures require deep, time-tested foundations. Time worked in your favor, healing, teaching, and preparing the soil of your mind for this sowing. Now that the spearhead is ready and sharpened, the reality around you is about to behave in a strange way that classical physics cannot explain. The linear rules of cause and effect that you learned in school will begin to bend and fail before your eyes. Time will seem to accelerate and decelerate according to your intention, proving that you are not a slave to it. The spiral has reached a critical point of compression where the quantum leap becomes inevitable. Prepare to see the events of your life connect in a non-linear way, bringing solutions from the future to solve problems of the present. The illusion that you wasted time will disappear when you realize that every second was an investment in building the being capable of manipulating reality. The universe doesn't use clocks, it uses alignments, and your alignment has just happened. But to navigate this new dynamic, you need to understand how the mirror of reality works. You live immersed in a system of continuous and instantaneous feedback, far more sophisticated than any human technology. Physical reality is not as solid and fixed as it seems. It is a reflective, holographic mirror that responds to you. The universe does not judge your thoughts as good or bad. It simply mirrors your state of being with relentless mathematical precision. Hermes Trismegistus, inscribed on the emerald tablet, the supreme law that what is below is like what is above, and what is inside is like what is outside. In practice, this means that the outside world has no choice, no will of its own, other than to reorganize itself based on the predominant frequency you emit. Until now, without knowing it, you have been emitting interference, noise, fear, and doubt. and the mirror has faithfully reflected chaos, scarcity, and confusion in your life. You have been trying to comb the image in the mirror instead of combing your own hair, fighting against the reflection and exhausting yourself in vain. Fighting against external circumstances is the greatest waste of energy a human being can commit. But by radically altering how you view your own history and feel your own presence, the game changes. By ceasing to see yourself as a victim of circumstances and beginning to see yourself as an initiate in training, the mirror begins to fail in its old projection. The static images of pain and limitation begin to tremble and dissolve, giving way to new forms. The mirror has no prejudice. It only obeys the vibrational order it receives from the projector, which is you. When you change the input signal, the output signal changes instantly, even if it takes time for dense matter to readjust. The internal change is the cause, and the external change is the inevitable effect, a law that cannot be broken. You hold the remote control of reality in your emotional and mental frequency, but you've spent your life sitting on it without knowing it. Now that you've discovered where the buttons are, the responsibility for changing the channel is entirely yours. Don't wait for the world to change for you to feel good and aligned so that the world changes. This reversal of logic is the key that separates the masters from the slaves of reality. By taking command of your emission, you force the universe to deliver exact correspondences to your new state. Luck is not random. It is the reflection of a coherent frequency being captured and returned by the field. And when the mirror finally shifts, reflecting your new inner posture of power and wisdom, something extraordinary happens to the structure of your luck. The statistical probabilities, which previously worked against you, begin to bend to facilitate your path in inexplicable ways. Chronic bad luck disappears because there is no longer an internal resonance to sustain it in the mirror. But to fix this new image, we need to apply precise engineering to your past. The engineering of the past. This is precisely where cutting-edge science meets ancient mysticism in a perfect embrace. Quantum mechanics tells us and proves that subatomic particles exist in infinite possible states until they are observed by a consciousness. Your past, believe it or not, works in exactly the same fluid and malleable way. While you look at it with regret, guilt, and pain, it remains heavy, fixed, and dense, draining your vital energy in the present. But the moment you shift your focus to gratitude, learning, and higher understanding, the memory waveform collapses into a new pattern. You can literally rewrite the emotional source code of your story right now without needing a time machine. By forgiving the version of yourself that didn't know what you know today, you release a gigantic amount of energy that was trapped in those traumatic memories. This released energy is the nuclear fuel you will need to propel the creation of your future. The past is not a dead file, it's an active field of energy being sustained by your current attention. When you change the meaning of what happened, you change the effect it has on your biology and your destiny today. You cease to be the result of your traumas and become the result of your overcoming and wisdom. The quantum field around you immediately reorganizes itself to accommodate this new version of you that no longer carries the dead weight of previous years. You are performing mental alchemy, transmuting the lead of painful experiences into the gold of integrated wisdom. No experience was wasted if it served to bring you to this level of consciousness and personal power. Liberation from the past is not forgetting. It is complete reinterpretation through an elevated vision. You remove the negative emotional charge and retain only the pure lesson, becoming lighter and more energetically agile. This mental hard drive cleanup opens up space for downloads of new information and insights that were previously blocked by the noise of guilt. Engineering the past is the most powerful tool for self-liberation that exists, because it cuts the chains that bound you to an old identity. You become free to be whoever you want to be now because you no longer owe anything to your old history of suffering. The victim narrative has been deleted, and the hero narrative is being written. With your energy restored and your field cleared, the universe understands that you are ready for the next level of interaction. The field is reorganizing itself in real time, responding to your new lightness and clarity of purpose. And now that you have cleared the ground and prepared the foundation, you are about to receive the master key that opens all doors. This key requires you to assume a role that has always been rightfully yours, but that you never had the courage to claim. Thoth was revered in ancient civilizations as the scribe of the gods, the one who maintained cosmic balance through the sacred recording of truth. He did not merely passively record the destiny of men and deities, he validated it and made it real through writing. Today, this pen of infinite power is being extended directly to you in a gesture of initiation. You are no longer, and can no longer afford to be, a passive character in a book written by others, by society, or by random circumstances. You are being formally invited by the universe to assume the role of sovereign author of your own existence. Every thought you choose to entertain now, every emotion you allow to reside in your body, is a hieroglyph etched deep into the fabric of reality. You are writing your life in real time, but until now, you have been scribbling unconsciously, creating scribbles of pain and confusion. Now the writing must become deliberate, artistic, and full of clear intention. But to wield this heavy and powerful pen, you need unwavering character. The final test before the great revelation, the guardian of the threshold that separates the curious from the chosen, is this brutal question. Can you look at your entire life with all its pain and failures and accept total and absolute authority over it, without blaming your father, mother, government, or God? If there is any trace of victimhood, the pen will fall from your hand and the magic will not happen. Taking ownership means acknowledging that, on some level, you co-created everything you've experienced in order to learn what you needed to learn. It's an act of radical humility and supreme power simultaneously, dissolving the ego and elevating the spirit. When you stop looking for someone to blame, you stop wasting power and begin accumulating it for creation. The scribe doesn't complain about the ink or the paper. He simply writes the best possible story with the resources he has. This test is silent and takes place within your consciousness right now, as you read and evaluate your own stance towards life. If the answer is a vibrant and sincere yes, if you are ready to be solely responsible for your destiny, then the doors of mystery open. Reality only respects those who respect themselves enough to take command of their own ship. You have passed through the fire, survived the tests, and are now ready for the ultimate truth. Prepare yourself, for the final veil is being lifted and the central mechanism of creation will be exposed before you. The central secret, the hidden reason why you have been brought through so many challenges to this text, will be revealed in the next line. Take a deep breath and anchor your attention, for what follows is the technical instruction for operating reality. Activating coherence. This is the definitive sign you've been waiting for, the central and crucial point of this entire sacred communication. The great secret that Thoth has kept throughout the ages to deliver at this precise moment in your evolution is the activation of coherence. We are not talking about the banal concept of positive thinking or making empty affirmations in front of the mirror. We are talking about a measurable physical, biological, and energetic synchronization between the electrical field of your heart and the magnetic field of your brain. There is a precise moment, a subtle yet powerful inner click, when your heart and mind resonate perfectly and beat in the same rhythm. In this privileged state of being, you stop transmitting the static noise of doubts and contradictory fears and begin to transmit a pure and potent laser signal. The quantum field, which is the mind of the universe, does not respond to what you want or cry for. It responds solely and exclusively to who you are energetically. Coherence is the only language the universe understands and obeys without distortion or delay. When you reach this state of inner alignment, synchronicities explode around you like fireworks, guiding your every step. What once seemed impossible or difficult becomes probable and fluid, and timelines visibly bend in your favor to facilitate your journey. You stop fighting the current and begin to sail with the strong wind of the universe filling your sails. You become a living magnet for situations, people, and resources that resonate with your deepest truth. You were specifically chosen to be the bearer of this signal, to be living proof that coherence creates miracles in matter. You are the biological antenna capable of capturing and anchoring this high frequency on Earth, transforming the environment around you simply with your presence. It's not something you do, it's something you emanate when you are internally aligned. Your biology becomes a cutting-edge technology for the manifestation of reality. But knowing this intellectually is extremely dangerous if you don't know what to do with that accumulated energy immediately. Having the power of a nuclear reactor in your hands without knowing how to direct it can cause more chaos than order if there is no focus. The energy of coherence needs direction, purpose, and clear command so as not to disperse or stagnate. You received the charge, the system is on and humming with infinite potential. Now that you are a conscious powerhouse, the universe demands that you make a decision to apply that power. Passivity is no longer an option for those who hold the key to coherence. Power demands movement, and wisdom demands practical application in the real world. You need to channel this flow right now before it dissipates to seal your destiny. Now that you viscerally understand that coherence is the master key, you need to use it with surgical precision to make the ultimate choice of your life. The field of infinite possibilities has been patiently waiting for this level of awakened consciousness to unlock the next phase of the game. You need to decide, now and without hesitation, to collapse the old identity that has kept you small and limited until now. It's not a timid attempt at change, it's a deliberate and aggressive selection of a new reality. Imagine you are standing in an infinite quantum corridor with thousands of closed doors around you. Your coherence, like a focused beam of light, illuminates just one of these doors, highlighting it in the darkness. This is the golden timeline where you not only survive paying bills, but thrive with purpose, abundance, and genuine joy. By turning the doorknob and entering it through your inner decision, the old version of you ceases to exist energetically, dissolving into the void. The universe will test this decision in the coming days with situations that will seem like challenges from the past returning to haunt you. It will ask through practical circumstances, are you serious about this change, or is it just a flash in the pan? These tests are not punishments. They are system safety checks to ensure you can sustain the new frequency. Your response to these challenges, maintaining calm and certainty, will define the rest of your existence. Do not back down from the first difficulty that arises after this decision, for it is merely the ghost of the old reality trying to frighten you. Maintain coherence, keep your focus on the new door you have chosen to cross, and the ghost will disappear like smoke. The collapse of the wave function is irreversible when observation is sustained with unwavering faith. You are killing the old self to give birth to the new self, and this is a sacred process. Physical reality is slow and dense. It takes time to fully reorganize itself, but the energetic shift has already occurred at the moment of your choice. Trust the invisible process that is rearranging the pieces on the board while you sleep and live. You have already selected your destiny. Now you only need to walk towards it without looking back like a pillar of salt. Doubt is the only enemy capable of resurrecting the old, dead timeline. You have decreed your new truth, and the universe has registered the command with the seriousness of a physical law. From now on, everything that happens, however strange it may seem, is part of the necessary restructuring to deliver what you have chosen. The apparent chaos is merely the dust settling from the reform of your life. Take a deep breath and prepare to operate the system with the new rules you have just activated. The new operating code. You have released the ghosts of the past, activated heart coherence, and consciously chosen a new timeline of prosperity. Now, you operate under a new set of universal laws that most of humanity is completely unaware of. You become a stable and luminous beacon in a world full of noise, darkness, and despair. Things that once brought you down and ruined your day now pass through you without causing any harm, because your frequency is different and incompatible with the drama. You are no longer exhaustingly fighting against the current of life, trying to force things to happen by shouting. You have become the river itself, flowing with strength, direction, and a natural intelligence that effortlessly overcomes any obstacle. The book of your life has radically changed genre, moving from tragic and repetitive drama to conscious creation and epic adventure. Ease becomes your new normal, and constant struggle becomes a distant memory. But always remember this crucial warning. Power of this magnitude requires constant flow and perpetual motion to remain healthy. If you try to dam up this energy out of fear or selfishness, it will stagnate and rot within you, transforming into anxiety and illness. You need to know where to direct it. You need to have projects, dreams, and goals that serve the world as much as they serve you. The universe invests energy in those who make energy circulate and grow. Your new role requires you to be attentive to subtle signs and quick intuitions, acting upon them without the paralysis of over-analysis. You are now a finely tuned instrument of divine will. and your actions in the world must reflect this higher connection. Do not mix with the low frequencies of gossip, judgment, or hatred, as this contaminates your new operating code. Protect your energy as the most valuable treasure you possess, for it is the source of all your creation. Living in this state of flow doesn't mean you won't have challenges, but it does mean you'll have the tools and clarity to solve them instantly. Problems become interesting puzzles instead of terrifying existential threats. You navigate reality with the confidence of someone who knows the rules of the game and knows the dealer is on your side. The lightness of being who you truly are replaces the weight of the mask you used to wear. To complete this initiation cycle and ensure that this transformation is permanent, there is one final step. The energy needs to be anchored to the earth through a mission and a definitive stance towards others. You did not receive all this merely for your own selfish benefit. You need to understand your ultimate role in this cosmic mechanism to close the circuit perfectly. The spiral cycle is completed here and now, but you definitely don't return to the same point where you began this reading. You return transformed, reconfigured, and bearing the sign engraved in your aura and in your consciousness. The transmission of wisdom from Thoth was not a gift for you to keep locked away in a secret mental vault. It was an activation to transform your own biology and your practical reality into a living testament to the power of the Spirit. You are the signal bearer, an agent of change in a world desperately crying out for light and direction. Your silent presence now affects the electromagnetic field of those around you without you needing to utter a single word of preaching. The responsibility that rests on your shoulders is immense and sacred. To maintain unwavering inner coherence when the external world offers chaos and fear. You are the point of stability, the frequency anchor where others will unconsciously find refuge. This was your only signal. The calibration was successful, and there won't be another call of this magnitude anytime soon. The cage door has been opened, the chain broken, and the pen of creation is firmly in your right hand. The story that begins tomorrow morning is the first you will truly write with your own hand and free will. Don't waste this precious ink on drafts of doubt or repetitions of old dramas that no longer serve you. Each day from now on is a blank page waiting for the imprint of your new frequency of authority and love. The universe has its pen raised, awaiting your command to materialize the unimaginable in your life. Act like the master you have discovered yourself to be. Walk with the royalty of one who knows their stellar origin. The initiation is over, but the true great work of your life has just begun. Carry this flame forward. Do not let the wind of forgetfulness extinguish it in the ordinary days to come. Reread, remember, and reactivate coherence whenever you feel the sleep of unconsciousness trying to overcome you again. You have the tools, you have the knowledge, and you have the power. The rest is up to you. Go and write the masterpiece you came into this world to live, for the divine scribe is ready to record your glory. If you've sustained your attention and made it to this exact second, it proves you're part of the minority truly ready for what has been revealed and that your frequency is compatible with this message. Leave a comment saying, "I am the signal bearer," to solidify your commitment to the new reality you've chosen to access today. And if you feel called to support this channel more directly, helping to maintain this structure and spread more profound content like this around the world, I've left a link for contributions in the first pinned comment. Know that any help you can give is very important to me and to the growth of the channel, as it allows us to reach more minds that need awakening. But understand that just watching until the end already helps immensely, and I'm grateful for your energy here. If you can, share this video with someone who also deserves to receive this signal. But be aware, don't leave yet, because your initiation isn't over. I've prepared a special video that's the perfect complement to what you've just learned, and it's appearing on your screen now. Click on it immediately to take the next step, and we'll meet there.